It's lovely to see all of you here. We're here to launch officially Impact Players 2026, and we are so excited about it.
We're very excited.
We are excited. I don't know if you could hear me as you were coming up the stairs. I was saying, like, I feel like we've been working on this for about 12 years.
It definitely feels like that, even if it feels a bit rough and ready. But hey, we're here. We're together.
Here. And so tonight is all about what's Impact Players about, who's going to be at it, what's the vibe. You can ask questions. We're going to meet some of the speakers. Any that are on here, we're going to ask to pop on and say a quick hello and why they're excited to be speaking. So lots of brilliant stuff to share with you this evening. Okay, and this is the view of last year's. I feel like it's one of my children are in earshot, so it's only one of my greatest achievements.
Greatest professional achievement.
Greatest professional achievement. So yeah, so and it all started as a big, almost funny idea. So that we have turned into bigger action. So we had this goal that we were doing programs here, there, and everywhere. How could we do something bigger, more impactful, more exciting that would help lots and lots more women, particularly? And we're going to be sharing what the mission of it all is in a minute. But that's what it was about, and it started as an idea that I had on a visioning session on a business retreat, and I came home and I said to Lisa, I've had this idea, and Lisa has a look because I have a lot of ideas, and Lisa has a look like, oh, here we go. But it was one of those that took traction, and we got excited about it, and we were like, right, if we're going to do this, let's go big. And so our first big decision was to have a big name at Impact Players 2025. I've just gone back in time. 2025, and we decided on the lovely Gabby Logan, and worked really hard to get her over to Belfast. It was the first time she'd ever done a speaking gig in Belfast, and we got her over, and it was amazing, wasn't it?
It was, and she was the real deal. She was really so uplifting and encouraging, and she said she would answer any question we had for her. So that was really brilliant, and she did, and she completely warmed up the Belfast crowd, and we really came away wondering how on earth are we going to top Gabby Logan for Impact Players.
So how are we going to do that? And this is us with the whole crowd getting a sort of a professional selfie. We were so proud to sell out the conference. 400 people were at Impact Players 2025, and we expect an even bigger crowd this year. So we're really excited. So we hope that you'll be in this picture this year. And one of the things we were really proud to do was make Belfast the city that we hosted this in, because we did think about, will we do this elsewhere? We knew people here would come, will people travel to Belfast? But we decided it was important to put Belfast on the map in this way, and we wanted it was kind of like the leading character in the whole thing. Everybody that travelled fell in love with the place, and so many of the people when we sold Impact, we announced this year's Impact Players on the day. 50% of the audience bought their tickets straight away, and loads of them were the ones that had travelled from far and wide, including the editor on the call from Hamburg. So that's something we're really proud of. And this is the venue for Impact Players 25 and 2026, the ICC in Belfast. So, without further ado, we will get into what this is all about.
Yeah, when we were thinking about impact players, we really wanted it to be more than just a conference, just a one and done. You come, you show up, you go away and you go, flip, that was a great day out of the office, but like what actually changed, what really came out of that. And one of the things that was really, really important for us was to really amplify our mission. Why do we exist? It's to get more women into decision making roles in business and sport. That's what we want. We care about equipping and connecting women who want to have that peak performance, not just in their sport, if they play sport, in their career, and spanning the two things wherever possible. And we really wanted to create an amazing community of connection and sense of belonging. And one of those places where places and spaces where you feel like, yeah, I fit in here, where you don't have to be anything other than who you really are. Because Sinead and I really, really wanted to create a conference that we wanted to go to as well.
And that's as somebody that doesn't like conferences.
Which she keeps on saying as well, how much she doesn't like conferences, and we are a good double act.
Yeah, this is the exception because this one is class. This is a sort of, we gave ourselves, I was thinking about this, a goal for the last one, that it would be the best day at work you had ever. And so that raises the bar for this year because a lot of people said we achieved that goal, but that means it has to be even better this year if we're going to achieve that goal. Because if you came last year, then you're going to be expecting something even bigger and better. And that's why the community bit is so important for this because it's you that'll make it a brilliant event and beyond that. And so we want to have sessions like this. We've set up, and we'll talk about that a bit more in a minute, a community where you can connect with each other. And we want it to be a space where everybody feels comfortable, which is why you come dressed how you want to spend the day comfortably. It's not about showing up all suited and booted. It's like, what's your true self? And then I kind of put the last bit, the vibe, in as a joke because my children love when I use language like this and it makes them cringe. But there is definitely an Impact Players vibe, isn't there?
There's definitely a vibe. And if anyone who was there in 2025, the vibe is a bit like the moment when Sinead and I tried to do a high five and miss. Yeah, that was not our finest moment. But hey, that's the vibe. The vibe is we're having fun while doing it.
Yeah, unable to laugh at ourselves.
We were definitely able to laugh, yeah.
And so if anybody was there last year, like pop in the chat what you thought the vibe was and what you liked about it and got from it.
I'm seeing some people on the in their Zoom rooms that have the camera on, and I can see them laughing, particularly Carolyn Gaston.
Yeah,
and
Sarah.
And I'm seeing an upcoming speaker who's looking fearful. Angela, it's like, what have I signed myself up for? Don't worry, Angela. We'll put our arm around you. You'll be absolutely fine. You'll fit right in.
Oh, Nicole said the vibe was sportive, energizing, and she's still buzzing from it. So there's things we're obviously keeping and there's things we're bringing differently. So what's coming back? Well, part of creating the vibe and connection and community was we had an amazing pre-party the night before last time and we were a bit worried, would anybody turn up? Is this what people want? But it was such a lovely way to start off the whole thing, getting to have a relaxed chat, have a drink, and it was in one of the most Instagrammable places in Belfast, which helps.
Yeah,
and
the colours look amazing actually on those photos. It looks like a really cool vibe.
So yeah, it started everything off really well. And so if you didn't know anybody, it meant that you arrived, you could come to that, meet some people, and you were going in the next day knowing somebody already, which made a huge difference.
And a good lot of the speakers came as well.
Yeah, and we that's what we're encouraging every year. So this is about, everybody mixing and connecting. We also finished with an after party and a ukulele band. We don't know if the ukulele band will be back. We'll have to see about that. But we do plan to do something afterwards. Because do you ever find if you've been at something, it's been a really good day, and then you just leave at the end, and it's like, oh, I kind of wanted to chat to people, digest the day, connect with people, all of that stuff, talk about what I liked and whatever with somebody that was there. And that's what the after party is all about. So we're telling you to keep the night before free and the night of free because we want you at the whole thing. And me and Lisa will be at the whole thing.
Yeah. How we're going to manage it, I don't know, but we will be there.
I will be buzzing. That's the way it goes. And then the other thing we had last year was lots of surprises along the way. So we opened with the rock choir. So as people came up the stairs, the choir was busting out some amazing tunes. And they did a what do you call it? Like a flash
mob, yeah.
To open the conference. We closed it with the ukulele band, and we had
after lunch after lunch we had an activation session to get your post lunch body in the mood for receiving all the good information and learning in the afternoon.
And we also oh, you're gonna have to remember me the name.
Emily.
We had Emily perform. So Emily's a globally recognized dancer at this stage, isn't she?
So a young hip hop dancer who came on stage and did an amazing pitch for what she needed. And in fact, we gave her the opportunity to say, what would you want to ask this audience of 400 people? Like, that could help you with your dance career. And she asked for someone to help her with her fitness and someone to help her think about her career. And out of that audience, unsurprisingly, were people who actually followed up with her, helped her. A woman gave her a fitness plan and a nutrition plan, and another person who was already in the industry in London did a couple of Zoom calls with her. So that tells you a bit about what really matters to us. We care about these connections, about people giving and receiving as well, and that's a big part of our ethos.
So we are going to be bringing out the surprises. We're having to get our real creative heads on what can we do this year to be to blow you all away. And then we don't have just like people standing behind tables at exhibition space. We want you doing stuff, getting active. So
do you want me to say about that? So this is probably the bit that I'm really, well, one of the bits I'm most excited about, because I'm moving, even standing here doing this call, and I love to move around, and so sitting all day at a conference is not like my idea of a fun day out. And I love that at Impact Players last year we had the opportunity to try new things. So there were smoothie bags. You could make your own smoothie if you worked hard enough. Angela, imagine you'd be absolutely brilliant at that. There were you could have a go at Formula One driving. If you've seen my driving, I used to live in Naples, so I don't think I should be behind the wheel of a Formula One car, not even a simulator. And we had golf. You could take a shot at golf. And next year we've taken even more. Sorry, this year we've taken even more exhibition space because we want there to be more opportunity for people to try new activities. There'll be a gym, but lots of other activities. And big clue, there's some boxing gloves down there. So you might even get to try your hand at some anger management.
And if you think of anything that you think would be really good in that space, let us know because
Yeah, put
we
it
are,
in the chat.
yeah,
Put it in
put
the
it in the
chat.
chat, send us an email. We're all ears without a doubt. And hopefully we're going to have something that really represents Northern Ireland and will be exciting for visitors. So we're having a discussion about that on Monday. Carolyn Gaston will love it. Um, so I can't say anymore because we haven't got it signed, sealed, and delivered, but lots of surprises to come. But you're here because who are the speakers? And we already know who some of them are. We have announced them, but let's take a moment to enjoy the joy that is Claire Balding.
Shanine's a super fan,
I
an
am a
absolute
full-on
super
super
fan.
fan. Lots of people call it the Balders. I am a super fan. We booked her before Celebrity Traitors. Can we just point that out? And our goal is to be finished tonight in time for Traitors because I know it's at a crunch point, so we don't want to run over. But Claire Baldwin, what can we say? National treasure, legend. She's presented every Olympics since let me see, since 1996, and every Paralympics since the year 2000. And some people love her for cruft, some people love her for rambling,
Yeah.
her writing. I just think she's all round amazing, and her being on Celebrity Traitors was just like, oh, I can't wait to ask her about it. The Trojan horse will be a question on the day.
And also, if you have a question that you'd like us to ask Claire Boulding, then let us know. Put it in the chat and
Yeah,
give us some ideas. And will we do what we did last year?
yeah. We'll be giving you a chance to send in a video and ask a question of Claire. So get your, as my P1 teacher says, would have said, get your thinking caps on, folks. And next up, we have the amazing Michelle Moore, who, if anybody sits in the center of the Venn diagram of sports and business perfectly, it's Michelle. She grew up as training as as an athlete at the most elite level, went through a lot of setbacks, went into business, and now she is a leadership coach working across business and sport, supporting people to perform at their absolute elite level. So Michelle has a book which is called, well, her business is Real Wins. Um, I think that might be the name of her book as
I
well.
think it is, yeah.
Um, and she'll be doing a book signing at at the conference as
And that was
well.
really popular last year. We had Mary Peters sign books last year. We
Lee
had Lee
Chambers.
Chambers, yeah, we had Louise Brogan with her LinkedIn book. So yeah, there were lots of book signings last year. So if you've got a book and you're interested in getting it to an amazing audience, then let us know.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we have is Shirley on the call? No.
No, I don't think Shirley can
So
make it.
Shirley is an absolute local legend. Well, in the whole island of Ireland, she is Ireland's most capped team athlete and an absolute legend in her sport and does so much for up and coming young girls in hockey and beyond, doing work for Sport NI and being an ambassador for sport and sport as a career. And her story is incredible because she wasn't even that into hockey. She didn't even really know about hockey and how she got involved in it and how she got spotted and brought into the sport is a phenomenal story. So Shirley will be telling us about her career as an athlete, but post being an athlete, how she has carved out a career for herself
Yeah.
in sport without being at that elite performance level.
And one thing you need to know about Shirley is, well, I learned don't go axe throwing against an
Oh
Olympic
yeah.
athlete.
Never do that.
But
That's not
let me
advisable.
not advisable. She is a demon. We had the pleasure of getting to work with Shirley, and she definitely kicked her asses, didn't
She
she?
did. She did.
Thankfully, the axes all went into the wall, and none of them in our direction. So next up, we have got Jen Copeland, and I'm going to let Lisa tell you about Jen. But the thing I want to say is, Lisa met Jen, and she said, "You've got to meet this woman. She's unreal." And we spent an afternoon with her in Dublin, and she told me her story. Lisa had already heard it. And I have never hung on every word of somebody like I did this woman. Honestly, you are going to have chills listening to Jen's story. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so I first got to meet Jen on a hike I was doing. I love hiking, I love walking in the mountains with Cancer Fund for Children, a charity that I support. And it was an epic challenge of 28 mountains in 8 days across the whole island of Ireland. And Jen's company was leading the whole challenge with the 22 business leaders who were on the hike. And I was there sharing a bit of my story of what it was like to be the parent to three teenagers when my late husband John was going through pancreatic cancer. And Jen Jen was one of the leaders, and I was sharing my story with her, and she shared her story with me, and it was just absolutely like mind blowing because she's understated and very humble, and yet has worked to build up and train to summit Everest, and her story of getting to there and what she went through in order to train, keep her family going, manage herself and her work, and train to go out to America to prep for Everest, and then her Everest story. And I'm not going to give you the spoiler of what happens on Everest, but her whole story of the Everest experience in itself has so many golden nuggets of learning for life and business and sport. And I can't wait for her to come to Belfast and tell us.
Yeah, me too. Um,
I'm very passionate about that one. You can probably tell I go all serious when I'm really passionate.
you have no idea who these two
No.
are.
Oh, I've got shorter hair since that's what Impact Players did for me.
Well, we've swapped hair essentially. so, so we'll of course be there, and as well as hosting the day, we'll be doing a keynote that we're excited to share. And we didn't mention at the beginning, actually, the theme of the conference this year is the impact player advantage. And so, an impact player, the reason why it's called this, is somebody that comes on the pitch. At a crucial moment and changes the game. And we see this with women all the time. You're the most impactful of players, but not necessarily always recognized as that. And so the theme of the conference is about how do you use your advantage, what you're amazing at to help you achieve, change the game, and be seen and recognized for it. So that's some of what we'll be talking about, and we'll be helping you see what your advantage is. Anything
Before
else? We'll
no,
try and avoid doing any embarrassing high fives, but we'll find something new for you to cringe at instead, I'm pretty sure. So, what's new for this one? Well, we're excited that we're going to be bringing you more events. So the day before, you've got the pre-party, the day before the conference. We can't tell you too much because it's still in motion, but we have a sporting activity the day before that will be suitable for any level of fitness. And it's an opportunity for you to really meet, connect, chat with others at the conference so that we're starting that whole connection early, and then we'll go for drinks. We're also doing other events. So we're going to be doing members only events as well as open ones, where for the price of your ticket. And so the pre-party, after party, all these things are included in the ticket. But where for the price of your ticket, you get to experience other webinars and that kind of thing. So we're building all of that as we go, and we can't wait to have you. And we've actually got a brilliant event coming up next Thursday for those of you that are in Belfast. Um, we'll send out the link for this. It's at 6:30 p.m. in PwC in Belfast, and it's called the Inside Track. So it's where Lisa and I are, and a special guest are going to be interviewed by Nick McCarthy. And so do you want to tell them, for those that don't know who Nick McCarthy
Yeah,
is?
so Nick McCarthy, she is a BBC sports journalist and also used to work for Man City and has an amazing career in sport and has been a big champion of the work that Sinead and I have been doing in leadership in sport for must be 8 or 9 years now. And Nick is going to use her amazing interviewing powers and bring out the best of our story. And we're going to record that as well, and so we'll be able to share that. Because lots of people are always asking, well, how did you come up with the name, and why are you doing this, and what's it all really about, and what's your goal? Like, what are you trying to achieve? And that's what we're going to talk about, as well as giving lots of insights into how we've overcome obstacles in our career and why that really matters to the whole ethos and mission of Impact Players. Very excited
Brilliant.
about that.
Yeah, so get your phone out, grab the QR code, and we will send the link out later on as well. It's a free event, so we would love to see you there. Another new thing for this year is we listened to your feedback, and it was something we were thinking about anyway, but you helped us make the decision that we wanted to create more space for interaction, plus give you really actionable stuff that you can take away and put into action. So you are accelerating your impact player game. And so we are bringing breakouts and workshops this year. Yesterday, the pain in my back's definitely going to my head. Last year we had one track. This year we will have two, so you'll have options of things, but we will be recording the materials, and with your ticket you get access to the recordings as well. So this person is on the call this evening, so we're gonna do a little introduction, and I'm gonna stop the share, and I'm gonna ask or Nicole, if you could unmute and say hello.
I'm unmuted.
There, you come onto our screen. I don't know if everybody can see you, but I wonder, can I pin you?
I'm sure everyone will want to see my new curly hairdo.
Yes, yeah, because that is the straight-haired version of Nicole.
Yeah, everybody's got
Oh.
new hair.
So Nicole at last year's Impact Players, and what I will say about Nicole, I'm not going to read her bio. I'm going to tell you what I know about Nicole. Nicole is phenomenal at helping you get out of your own way around raising your visibility and telling your story, bringing, nuggets from your life into what you do so that you can have a massive impact, because story is what connects us, and story is what helps raise our visibility. And I don't know anybody better than Nicole for helping you do that. So, Nicole, why are you coming to Impact Players and speaking?
Sinead and Lisa, thank you so much for making me one of your speakers, because I was there last year and the buzzing, the great energy hasn't left me all year. So I was one of the people who booked her ticket straight away because I loved it so much. Visibility on LinkedIn and being able to make an impact and have more of an advantage is so important. In my last corporate job, I was that marketing director who often ended up in these boardrooms where I was the only woman. And straight away, it was assumed that I would be taking the notes or I would be making the tea. Or nowadays, I go to events and just come back from Orlando. Half of the audience are women, half of the speakers are women, myself included. And then there is a panel on growth, and they're only featuring guys. I am not anti guys, but I feel really strongly about how LinkedIn actually could be your stage where you take charge. And particularly with the latest 360 algorithm update, and I won't bore you with it tonight, there's such an opportunity to show up authentically with your professional stories, with your insights, and LinkedIn will actually find an audience for you. So you can raise your own visibility, that of your company, and actually just show up as the impactful player you already are. So I'm so super excited to meet you all. I'll definitely make sure there won't be any ick involved because I know no one gets up on a Tuesday morning like, hey, today we want to show up on LinkedIn. I'll get that. And I really, really specialize in helping people through with LinkedIn Berlin Walls of Fear. So yeah, I'm so excited to meet you and to help you really shine on LinkedIn and take more of the opportunities LinkedIn offers you.
And will we get any stories of you growing up in the East Germany before the wall came down?
Well, I would love to share some stories, absolutely, because just to show you how stories connect, right? And it makes people more memorable. And if you can find that confidence just to share some of your stories on LinkedIn, the stories which make you feel good and make you sound good, it really means that you're more visible and you connect with the kind of people who might be that great next senior peer, or even internally who might give you that promotion, or just to make you feel like, hey, this is my boardroom table. I am in charge. So yeah, there will be some stories, definitely.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
Nicole's
Wunderbar, and
story.
you can also
Yeah.
speak German if you did a German degree
Dankeschön.
like I did in back in the day.
Listen to her. Yeah. Wow.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
guys.
All
I
the
haven't
jealousy.
I haven't spoken about it for 30 years, but never mind. Um,
Really.
we also have another couple of speakers on the call as
Yeah,
well.
so they're coming up, so
Okay.
we will definitely be including them. One, actually, I don't have your photo, just because there was a wee bit of a problem, but better to have you in person, so we'll bring you up in full glory. Um, Somebody else that we've got coming is the amazing Lucy Trina, who she was the head of purpose in Deloitte, head of purpose across Deloitte UK, purpose strategy. And Lucy Trina, I just read, so talking about LinkedIn visibility, Lucy is a speaker at Impact Players because she wrote a post on LinkedIn that moved me so much. I messaged her immediately and said, can we talk? I think you would be amazing for our conference. So Lucy had a diagnosis of MS 11 years ago that obviously shook her world. And she's in the process of writing a book. She started her own business called Magnificent Roots, and she's going to be talking about her story and how running has become her way of managing the challenges of MS, career, family, and she's now a marathon runner, and she's training for the London Marathon. So just a phenomenal person, and can't wait to hear more about her story.
And that's a really big thing about what we do with Impact Players. We love to hear people's stories, and not just like the big celebrity stories, but everyday people doing extraordinary things. And that's really, really important to us because there's so many people that we know and have come across in our careers that just blow us away, and they're just not known about. So one of the real drives for us was, let's give these people a stage, because we want to have a stage to share what we've learned, and share some of that knowledge and that insight and those strategies that equip women to do better and be better and lead better. And yeah, that's a really exciting part of what we do. Um,
Absolutely.
and it's like really made the last year fascinating because every time we go to something or we engage with people, we're like, they could be amazing for impact players. Let's talk to them.
We could put on like 3 weeks
Yeah,
of
we've got like
content.
yeah, we've got a lot of amazing people we want to bring, and I know
Yeah,
some people have to jump off the call, Sinead, so I'm just
yeah.
conscious. I know Nate does too.
Right. Okay. So we can bring them up. I'll just quickly say Louisa Clark is a communication coach extraordinaire. She worked with us to help us get ready for Impact Players last year. She has the most amazing style of working with you, presence, and she is going to help you up your game so much. She's just phenomenal in a way that feels really comfortably confident. She's just
And
something else.
she's worked with national sports teams. She's worked with so many different cultures and environments, and she brings all that learning to impact players. So yeah, you're definitely going to go away with new ideas and insights about how to communicate better
Yeah.
and in line with who you are.
Catherine Walls is coming back because
Woohoo!
she was amazing last year. But also, Catherine's story is something else, and I'm not going to spoil it because it is just next level. And we felt that she was on a panel last year. She rocked it, but she didn't get a chance probably to share her full story, and it will blow you away. I mean, she did tell you that she holds the unofficial world record for the fastest marathon whilst singing and playing a ukulele, but that's nothing on the rest of her story. Like she so she'll have you laughing, she might even make you cry, and you will learn so much. And even her strategy for the marathon is like something you would never have heard anything like, and so we can't wait to share that with you. This is
Yeah,
you.
next up we have Gail is coming back. For those of you who don't know, yes, Gail is my sister. And I feel like I need to say that because you know last year there were a lot of people who were like, "Whoa, I feel like I've just been talking to you, Lisa, but it was your sister. That's so weird." But she's coming back again. She's the manager of Northern Ireland under 19s and under 17s football, and she is bringing along the amazing Rachel Furness, who has just recently retired as a professional footballer and is Northern Ireland's all-time top scorer. And she's now made a big transition from playing professional sport at an elite level into the next phase of her career into coaching. And she's at Newcastle United, and we're really excited to have Rachel come and share her story of how she grew up through football, got her dream role, and is now staying in the game. And they're going to be in conversation with the incredible Sue Anstis. And Sinead and I have had the pleasure of working with Sue over the last few months to really create something amazing that fits with the Fearless Women and the Women's Sports Collective and Impact Players. And Sue and her business partner, Kate Hannon, have created a community for women involved in sport that started with just the two of them and is now over 14,000 women globally. It's a free community, and Sue's going to be talking about that and why community is so important. And she's going to be in conversation with Gail and Rachel. And Sue is just one of those people who is so humble and gets so much done. It's really mind blowing. We're going to learn so much from her.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, not everybody is on this, but I know we have got one of the speakers here. So there's going to be a panel hosted by the amazing Orla Keelan, who did our first community event. One of the things that I really loved about Orla was she decided she wanted to talk to some of the biggest sports people in the world. And so she started a podcast and started asking them, could she talk to them? and the podcast is doing amazingly. So she is hosting a panel with Shirley, who we've talked about. Tony will come back to, but also Neve. Neve, are you there? Can we pin you at the top? And if you can uh,
Hello.
put your camera on, and yeah, brilliant. Sorry, Neve, um, that you're not actually on the slide. A few technical issues at the last minute.
That's fine. We can cope with that. That
But
happens. We had a few of those on the day of Impact Players as well. A few minor hiccups.
but the real thing is even better, and we're so excited because Neve came last year to Impact Players, and there's a great story that Lisa and Neve will share with you. And so we're delighted you're going to be on the stage this year. Woohoo!
I'm
Hi,
very
Nate.
excited. Hopefully,
Welcome. Tell us a bit about how we met and how you ended up at Impact Players.
yes. So we met by sort of by chance, really. I was at university and I just had a free day, and I was looking at the university website for things to do on that day, and there was an International Women's Day conference. And so I thought I'd just go and do it. And I also needed a bit more evidence for my coursework. So I was like, oh, it'll tick a few boxes as well as I might learn something or two. So I went to yeah, I went to this International Women's Day panel, and Lisa was one of the speakers on the panel. And we just got chatting afterwards and just sort of clicked. And then you invited me to Belfast there and then. And I thought, oh, why not? Like, just say yes to everything. And then, yeah, and then was it like a few months later, I was in Belfast.
Yeah, and what you had asked me a really interesting question about football and sport. I think, Neve, that's why we ended up connecting. And at that time, you were working with Bristol Rovers Academy. Is that right?
I was working at Bristol City,
Bristol City.
as yeah, I was the operations manager at Bristol City whilst also finishing the final year of my degree. So I was working full time and completing my degree in entrepreneurship. So yeah, it was very busy. I remember speaking to you about like how to best navigate both of those things.
Yeah, and then you since progressed and got a promotion and moved on and are really forging ahead in your career. And we're going to hear a lot more about that at Impact Players. We don't want to reveal too much. But you're now working full time in sport, isn't that right?
Yes. So yeah, I'm based in London now and I work for London City Lionesses in their women's academy, who are the only independent professional women's team in top flight football in England. So
Wow.
it's
Well,
great.
we're really delighted that you're coming back. And just for everyone who's on the call, one of the things that Sinead and I love to do is we love to give back tickets. And so every time a corporate buys a five-a-side ticket, we give an up and coming young leader in football or any other sport. Don't know why I said football, probably just because I'm talking to Neve and I've just come from Stormont and a football event. But we give up and coming young female leaders a ticket to come to Impact Players, and that's proven really, really helpful and beneficial. And Neve is one of our beneficiaries. And so we're delighted that she's coming back to tell us what's been happening in the year since Impact Players. And that's all I'm going to say. And Neve, I know you're working tonight and you've come out of work specially to come on the call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh
Can't
no,
wait to see you. Take
yeah,
care.
very excited. I'll see you guys soon.
Bye,
Bye.
Neve. Thank you.
Um, and somebody else, another amazing find of Lisa's is Tony Quayle, who's going to be. So this is a sports panel. Um, so where did you
So,
connect with
so
Tony?
Tony, I met through one of the attendees from Impact Players in 2025, Trish Casement, and she said, Lisa, you've got to meet this woman, Tony Quayle. She is amazing. She's a championship jockey. She is so committed to peak performance. She's a perfect fit for Impact Players. And as soon as I met her, I just thought we have got to get you to Impact Players. People need to hear your story. The day after she became a championship jockey, she had an injury and she's in recovery at the minute. And she's going to talk about that and how you deal with the mental load that comes from that, how you get back to full fitness when you've had an injury.
Brilliant. And the next panel that we've got is very business focused, and we've a couple of people to confirm for this one. But we're so excited to have Paula Kennedy Garcia, who is the Chief Client Officer for Capita Experience, but she's a real AI guru, and Emma Redmond, who is Associate General Counsel and Head of OpenAI, the ChatGPT people for Ireland. And so the two of them, even if we don't confirm the other people, the conversation that they are going to have about how we can remove the fear of AI, make AI part of our impact player advantage, learn about their careers. Both of them are absolutely stellar. And they're both so grounded and real and good crack. And so their panel is going to be epic. We're really, really excited to have both of them. And then a final panel, and I think we have Angela, if she's still on the call, if she's been patient, which is going to be focused on the impact player advantage in business. What is it that you can draw on? You know, what lessons have these people taken from sport into their leadership and their careers? So we have Roger Johnson, who's the CEO of Axial 3D. He has a great story. He's a huge advocate for women in leadership. His team all came to Impact Players last year and loved it, didn't
They bought straight away. They were the first purchasers of the tickets for this year. Angela, are you still there?
I am, yes.
Brilliant.
Woohoo!
We will pin
Let's
to the
pin
top.
Angela. Thanks for waiting, Angela, and thanks for getting on the call. Angela, why did you say yes to being involved in Impact Players? And tell us a bit about what we can expect from your story.
So why did I say yes, Lisa? Well, mainly because I don't think anybody says no to Lisa.
Oh, they do, believe me.
It's my privilege to have been asked to speak at Impact Players, and Lisa had told me about this conference that she and Sinead were organising last year. It just sounded the most wonderful, uplifting space. I have to say the lineup is amazing that you've got, and hopefully I'll be able to bring something to that. My background is that I'm a nurse. And I work at a senior level in health and social care here in Northern Ireland, and have been responsible for bringing in the new digital implementation across all of the 5 trusts, first of all in one trust, and then working with other trusts across the region to make Northern Ireland the first country in the world to be fully digital across health and social care. So that has been a big part of my life for the last 5 years. I turned 60 this year.
Wow.
So in saying yes to speaking, I'm pushing myself a little outside the comfort zone here, because normally whenever I'm speaking very much around my subject expertise, which is nursing and professionalism in nursing and all things to do with nursing and midwifery in my leadership role. But I believe I've got something to say around my journey, and particularly things that I've been learning in the last year. And one of the wonderful things that I think I have been learning is about how women lift each other up in the workspace. In the organisations that I've worked in across the last, and I hit the 40 years in nursing last year. So I was 40 years in nursing, started nursing in 1985 last year. So this is my 41st year in nursing. And across those years, I've often come across people who have, for one reason or another, not sought to support me in my journey and career, and how I've navigated that. I hope to bring something to the panel and and then also the lessons that I've learned in wanting to do exactly the opposite now, as I am reaching the end of my career and going into my next transition. This is something I've learned recently from Lisa. As I plan for that next transition and into retirement, the legacy that I want to leave for women. And I would say in the role that I'm in, which is predominantly female, nursing is a 93% female workforce. So in that space, how do I champion others and how do I lift them up to make them the leaders of the future and the decision makers of the future? The last thing I would say is that I'm also an avid cyclist, and took up cycling in 2018 because I was a runner before that, and I developed a knee problem and couldn't run any longer. So I where I'm a female leader in a predominantly female profession, I have chosen a sport which is predominantly male and still making its way to be really to do what football has done, which is bringing women to the fore in the sport. And so when I go out and cycle in my cycling group, I am often the only woman in a number of men and have to keep up with them and have to have my voice heard whenever they don't allow me to keep up with them. And so hopefully my experience of that, I can, they're juxtaposed, I suppose, in many ways, one to the other, my career and my sport interests. So hopefully I can bring something to the table around my experience of that too.
Whoa, that's just like 2 minutes of Angela. Just imagine what we're going to get in a day. Thank you, Angela. I'm really excited to hear more about what you've got to say. And we haven't had anyone from health at Impact Players last year, so this is going to be really exciting to hear your perspective as well.
Brilliant. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you,
Angela. And Lorraine, that's also on this panel, is one of those people that has shot up the ranks in business and has been powered by sport, always been a sporty rower. I think she's doing high rocks, like you name it, she's doing it. And the other thing about Lorraine is she is such a massive activist and supporter of women getting into leadership. So she has been involved in and driven networks like Lean In Belfast, and she's
Women in Finance.
Women in Finance. Like she's a real powerhouse. So as well as being a partner and head of tax at BDO, probably the youngest partner they've ever had.
Yeah, you can always hear around the time of the budget on BBC talking in with big words.
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah,
she just wows us. So that's our speaker announcements. We've still a few to come that we're just getting signed off, and we're really excited about that. We also have our community on Heartbeat. So when you get your ticket, you get invited to join our platform, so you can start connecting with and meeting people on Heartbeat ahead of the conference. That's going to become more and more active as we get closer, so we're really excited about that as a new element.
We'll have someone on there today who's a paddle expert and lives between Dublin and Malaga, and I'm thinking we could do that. Like, could we have Impact Players days out to try new activities? Anyway, that's another idea that I had today.
We're up for it, yeah. Our problem is we can't stop having ideas, so it is, rolled to Impact Players 2028, and it's going to be a 2-week holiday in Malaga or something, where we try
another idea
as well. So we are so excited. We hope you're excited as well about this amazing lineup that we've got. But it's you that makes the day special. You, how you interact, how you ask the questions, how you bring your energy. And that's the bit that excites us most of all. So we can't wait to see you there. So if you haven't got your ticket already, like, you get...
Why? I mean, come on.
We have still got early bird tickets available, but prices are going to increase at midnight on the 2nd of February. So if you've been on the fence, hopefully we've pushed you off the fence and you're like ready to buy a ticket right now. You get the conference, you get community, you get all the other events, and we haven't even mentioned the food.
Oh yeah, the food. The food. We had 100% 5-star feedback for our food last year.
which never happens.
Because, I mean, let's face it, that is what you talk about after a conference.
We were like, the food has to be epic, because if people complain about anything, it's the food.
Even the coffee was good, and I'm a coffee snob.
So you get fed and watered and energy boosted right throughout the day, all in your ticket price. So, like, I mean, and you get recordings of last year's and this year's. It really is a no-brainer. So tickets are $199 at the minute. The full price of the ticket it's a weird amount because of that. I think it's 778 or something like that, full price. So it is a full-on bargain. So get buying your tickets now. Elisa did mention the five-a-side ticket. So gather your friends, bring a team from work, because at the minute you will get 5 tickets for the price of 4. So already a bargain, 799-ish for your 5 tickets. And we don't take one of those tickets for the give back. We gift a ticket out of our own pockets, because you've bought 5 to an up and coming leader in grassroots sports. We want this to be a true movement where we are supporting people to really move forward. Somebody that wouldn't normally get the chance to be at this will be there because of a five-a-side ticket. So,
and last year we gave over 25 tickets away through the Mary Peters Trust, through the Commonwealth Games, and then individual tickets that we gave to people like Neve and others from around the UK and Ireland.
Yeah, and if you want to nominate somebody to get one of those give back tickets, then please get in touch with us, and we'll see what we can do. So that's us. That's our launch. I'm going to stop the share and see all your lovely faces for who's there. We'll remove the pin. If you want to come on camera, please do. What do we think? What are we excited about? Who's buzzing for Impact Players 2026? Whoop, whoop.
Oh, thanks for turning your camera on. See lots of smiley faces. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Laura. Hi, Teresa.
Hi,
thank you.
Sarah, Bobby. Lovely to see you. Let us know if you've already got a ticket with a thumbs up.
Oh, there's Joanne. Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne. Lovely to see you. We cannot wait to see you all in person. Hopefully, we'll see some of you next Thursday at that event. We'll hopefully see all of you next on the 12th of May, and well, the 11th of May, because you're all going to come the night before and meet for drinks, and we can't wait to see you then. Yeah. Thank you all for
the word of the night is excited. Sinead is very excited. I actually don't know how she's going to come down from this. And I'm really excited as well. I'm really, you've given me an amazing boost tonight by coming on the call. So thank you.
Thank you. Ratna's hi, Ratna.
I've just got a really quick question. I've never been to Ireland, never been to Belfast. Is there a list anywhere for hotels or anything?
Yeah.
Yes, we've got a whole package for that.
Ah, brilliant. Okay.
We will send that out, absolutely. And if you have any questions, just drop us an email and we will definitely help you with that.
Amazing. Thank you.
Belfast is cheap to get to, cheap to stay, and great crack as well. And so you've got your night out before and your night out off sorted.
And if you join the community, when you get your ticket, you'll have loads of people to connect with who I'm sure will meet up and give you an amazing Belfast welcome.
We can't wait to see
Love it.
Joanne, we can't hear you.
It's always the techies who have the tech problems.
So we work with Joanne. We're hoping to do an event with Joanne very soon, aren't we?
Go, Joanne.
We can't hear you.
Bye, Nicole. If anyone needs to go, please, thanks, Angela.
Thanks, Angela. Joanne, are you getting that mic working, or are you popping it in the chat? We're all busting to hear what you were going to say now.
Thanks, Ratna. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, Ratna. Gillian, is that you, Joanne? Gillian's fault. No.
Thanks, Sarah. Thank
Thanks,
you,
Sarah.
Maria.
Oh, can't wait to see you.
Thanks, Laura. Oh, thank you, Joanne. That is lovely. We'll tell Ratna. We'll tell Ratna. That's amazing. Thank you so much. We'll definitely put that in the group. You might regret that.
Yeah, Joanne, you need to get onto Heartbeat and we could share that. So thank you all. Have a brilliant night. Can't wait to see you in person. And
yes,
Laura's
thanks, Laura.
signing up. Yeah.
Yes, get your workplace to sign up.
Go for it. Brilliant. Love it. Can't wait to see you all soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye.